Good afternoon. We're good? So welcome to the 2020 virtual and in-person Doctorate of Physical Therapy graduation. We are happy to have you here and celebrating with us from afar. We are extremely proud of you and all your efforts for the last 3 years, and you guys have definitely paved the way for all your classmates to come underneath you and for this program to just do such a wonderful job. So thank you. And now we're going to have a speech and by Dr. Cheyenne France. All right. If I could have everyone please pray with me. Our Father, how wonderful are the works of your hands. As we gather here today to celebrate a step forward into our new careers with new people and new experiences, let us not forget the blessings that follow behind us. For this school, which has given us a safe place to learn, a strong foundation to build upon as we move forward, will forever hold a spot in our heart. For our teachers, who have given us the skills and education we need, cared for us, supported us, even at our worst. For our families who have cheered us on to the finish line and stood by our side through the many bumps in the road that led us here today. On this day especially, we thank you for the friends that we have found amongst our classmates, for all of the jokes that we will laugh about for years to come, for the hardship and the tears that we have endured together side by side, and for your love, which is made evident through the relationships which will be carried beyond these walls. Lord, we pray that you continue to guide us and allow us to become the best versions of ourselves. We pray that you make us all, those around us, proud. Let us love our careers fearlessly and honor those who have helped us along our journey. In your name we pray. Amen. Now we will hear from our student speaker, Dr. Megan Pinton.
Thank you, Dr. Costa. Good afternoon, everyone. I want to again welcome everyone to this commencement ceremony. To those of you here in person and to those here with us virtually, we can all agree this is a unique experience. To the professors, administration, parents, family, and friends who helped my fellow doctors and I reach this amazing milestone, thank you. To the administration, please know how important and grateful we are to you for making this day happen to celebrate the class of 2020. I can remember coming to campus for the very first time, the day of interviews. Most of us were sitting in the occupations lab, and it was that day that Gannon decided to take a chance on us, and we decided to take a chance on Gannon. We have truly come so far since June of 2017, when we started with less than a handful of professors. We went from only having access to 2 small sides of a building to now having over 80,000 square feet of classroom and clinical education space. We went from not knowing our fate, would we become accredited or not, to the sigh of relief we felt when CAPD granted our program accreditation without hesitation. And now, here we are. It's finally our graduation day. It is obviously not how we imagined it, but that doesn't make our journey or our accomplishments any less outstanding. We were, as they call us, the guinea pigs of this program. We were the ones who put in the countless hours of studying and preparing for clinicals. We completed the weeks of clinical rotations, and we were even pulled from our final clinical 3 weeks in because of a global pandemic. Yet in spite of this, here we are today, the first to graduate from the physical therapy program at Gannon University in Ruskin, Florida. The 2020 physical therapy cohort has officially made history. When Dr. Johnson asked me to speak here today, on Tuesday, I did not know what I would say to you all. I believe we can all relate to the feeling that our time here at Gannon abruptly ended because of COVID-19. We were robbed of our final moments together. When trying to write this, it was as if the emotion just wasn't there anymore. I had to walk away from the screen to reflect on our time at Gannon, Only then did the emotions and memories of the last 3 years flood back to me. Just think about it for a moment. We have been through so much, and we have achieved something only others can dream of. We were the ones that achieved our degrees. We all had our individual reasons for wanting to enter the healthcare field, but it truly comes down to the fact that we care about helping other people. We care about helping others live more fulfilling lives, whether that is helping someone recover from a spinal cord injury, rotator cuff surgery, simple ankle sprain, traumatic brain injury, or simply helping someone improve their functional ability so that they can play with their children more. As cliche as it may sound, we truly do have the ability to change our patients' lives. With that being said, I wish all of you nothing but the best as you enter the workforce in the months to come. Our class was strong and resilient even before COVID-19 entered our lives, and today that is even more true. Thank you.
Now we'll hear from Dr. Erin Conrad.
Good afternoon, everybody. Before I get started, I just wanted to say that Dr. Johnson wanted me to tell you that he's doing well and that he's thinking about all of you today and wishes to be here. You, the class of 2020, will also always be known as the class of first. You're the first students to enter this campus as part of the Gannon DPT program. The first to see the construction of the new building, which will always be remembered by your signatures on the beam at the entrance of the building. We're the first to go through each course, the first to endure hour-long practicals and 2 to 3 hour written neuroscience exams, and the first to hear the loving words, no complaining. You were the first to have a white coat ceremony, the first to go on your clinical experience, with some of you even getting your first PT job offers. You are the first Ruskin DPT students to represent us at a national conference and see the world of physical therapy that you are now entering in a completely different way. You are the first class I have ever taught that started in a hurricane and ended in the middle of a pandemic. And now you will proudly be representing us and our Gannon family as the first graduates of the Ruskin DPT program. Each of you have helped create the culture of our program and our Ruskin campus. You've inspired the students coming after you through your community projects, like building a community garden, building a storage facility while dating eating alive by bugs, if I remember correctly, and helping in Special Olympics, just to name a few. You built the Student Physical Therapy Association, determining positions needed, then used this to give back to the program, the university, and the community. You planned and held gatherings to welcome the students that came after you, showing the new classes they are welcomed with open arms. All of these have continued to grow out of what you have created. On the first day at orientation, Dr. Johnson showed you a TED Talk by Angela Lee Duckworth on grit. In her talk, she stated, "Grit is passion and perseverance for very long-term goals. Grit is having stamina. Grit is sticking with your future day in, day out, not just for the week, not just for the month, but for years, and working really hard to make that future a reality." Through this program, you have all shown true grit. You've studied countless hours and never gave up. We've cried together out of both joy and pain, and we've definitely laughed together too. Over the last 3 years, we have watched all of you grow into the people sitting here today. As much as we have helped you grow into the skilled, critically thinking clinicians and professionals that you are, you have also changed us, and for that I will be forever grateful. You have made myself and many others better teachers, clinicians, and people. Every morning when I would come to the Center Region, Maddie would look up from her books, and I would ask her how she was doing, and she would always reply, "I'm living the dream, Dr. Conrad, I'm living the dream." You've achieved your dream, and now you have a choice of how to continue the dream, as well as help others achieve their dreams. I hope that you'll continue your learning, teaching, and spreading of the Gannon mission to your clinics, profession, and all aspects of your life. That is how our family grows larger and larger. But always remember, it started here on this campus with a small group of classmates, not your colleagues, and your Gannon faculty, staff, and administration that will always welcome you back with open arms. Theologian John Wesley said, "Do all that you can, by all the means that you can, in all the ways that you can, in all the places you can, at all the times you can, to all the people you can, as long as you can." Myself, the other faculty, and the rest of the Gannon family can't wait to see the amazing things you will do. Congratulations. And now Dr. Benoit will come up and read the names.
Dr. Megan Fenton. Dr. Cheyenne France. Okay, now we're smiling. Dr. Kira Good. Dr. Lauren Harmon. Dr. Jennifer Hogarth. Dr. Marlisha Holston. Dr. Catherine Kent. Dr. Brock LaBelle. Very quiet. Dr. Catherine Mazlakovich.
You can tell if you smile.
Dr. Sarah Sopko. Dr. Ann Swanson. Dr. Nicole Terryberry. And at this time, I'd like to welcome President Keith Taylor to give closing remarks.
Hello there. Such a quiet place here. How are y'all doing? Very good. Okay, had remarks here, and then I was deciding as I'm listening to the doctor, and having my own little experience here. Maybe I'll just stick those over there. And you've already heard most of mine and thank yous and congratulations, a whole variety of people today. So I could go back through all the formalities of that, but instead, I just am sitting listening to the doctor name. Now, I'm really old, so I was a physical therapist, but they didn't call us doctor. I was just Keith when we came across it. So they were saying, should we announce you as doctor or not? You've earned it. You've done incredible things. You've taken a long road to get here. The last 3 years have been busy ones, filled with all kinds of interesting things. But I think sometimes we get so caught up in the things that were different that we don't realize that 90% of what you just went through is the usual stuff. It is a long road to become a physical therapist and a doctorate therapist. It is a lot of work in the lab, it's a lot of work in the classroom, it's a lot of work in the clinic, it's a lot of work just getting through the day sometimes. And you've made it. You did tremendous things. You got here to today. And we are proud that we had the opportunity to get you together in a small group. Part of the reason why we could get you together in a small group to do this is because the bonds that you built over the last 3 years and the experience you've had has been in this little cohort and this little cocoon and bubble of a group that has come through this program. And I know that my experience, I still have long conversations and long relationships with people that I went through PT school with. They're probably my best friends in the world because we spent every day, all day, day in and day out, and really grew closer together than anyone I ever have and probably ever will. There are some people in this group that I'm guessing will be your longtime friends, your lifelong friends, will be people that you will never forget because you have changed their lives and they have changed your lives. This idea of transforming lives and transforming your lives and us transforming each other's lives is not just a slogan, it's not just a statement of a purpose. It's what life is all about. So you've done great things, you've done it together, you got here together. Some of you, as I just was wandering around listening, are doing, kind of living my life of almost 40 years ago. That you're in surgery with a doctor and then you're going to treat their patients the other kind of doctor. You're going to treat their patients when they get out of surgery. Some of you are still looking for jobs, and trust me, we all went through that process, but you're all going to be employed. And some of you that aren't yet have the blessing of having today with not worrying about going to work on Monday. So enjoy that piece of it. Because some of us that are old, I've been going to work every day, seems like 365 days a week, seems like 365 days a week, but that could be in a year, for almost 40 years now. Enjoy today, enjoy the moment, enjoy this experience, but enjoy being employed, enjoy being in the search for it, enjoy being a physical therapist, and when you stop enjoying that, do something else. I hope you never stop enjoying them. Some of us moved on and are doing other things. They're just different things. They're not better things. They're just different. As life goes on, most of what you've accomplished in the last 3 years is to become a better person, to become a better version of yourself, to become somebody that can truly transform the world and change the lives of others. So don't give up a day and don't let it go by that you haven't made the effort to touch somebody else's life, to change their life, to be something special, and a smile even underneath your mask for someone else. That's what life is about. So you've gotten to be called doctor, and that's a great thing. But at the end of the day, you still are who you are, and you still have a ways to go to be the best version of yourself and me. We all are doing it a little bit better, hopefully, every day. So it is good to be here with you today. It is good to see you all taking that next step in your journey. And I hope that you learn not only a whole bunch of things about being a physical therapist over the last 3 years, but I also hope in the service that you did in the community and the time that you spent serving others in a variety of other ways, you've learned something about yourself and about what it means to be a good human being and what it means to serve others, and that that's as important. After your name, whether it's mom, sister, husband, father, whatever that other title is that you carry, whatever that other vocation you carry, those ones are really important parts of who you are and who you'll be. Make sure you focus just as much time on those parts of your life and who you are as you do on being a great professional. If you can find that balance, you're going to have a phenomenal life. And I'm going to reiterate one last thing that I just heard that actually was on my little list of things to say, and that is these people here and all of us have been with you every step of the way. And there might have been times where you're frustrated. We're the ones down in Ruskin, or you guys are in Erie, or we're doing our best, but we have been together in this journey, and we're not going anywhere. So if you need something, give us a call. If you're looking for a reference, you're looking for somebody to help you figure out what is that next step in your path, whether it's now or it's 5 years from now or 10 years from now when you're thinking about transition, we're still going to be here. The Gannon family is always family. I always say it's like the mob. Once you get in, you never get out. So it is so glad, I am so glad to have you be part of the family. I'm so glad to have come on this part of the journey with you and do me the privilege of, along the way through life, if something good happens, send me an email, send me a note. I've always been thinking about you, and I'll continue to think about you. So, great job, great day. I'm all done.
It's kind of an odd thing, right? Okay. Closing. Congratulations. We are extremely proud of you. You sitting here, those who are watching virtually, I'm hoping that the rest of your classmates are getting to watch, but we're excited for you and go do big things.